So once we got into Texas, the one thing we had planned the whole trip was we had tickets for a Dallas game. So we got to Texas a little early. We had a day to kill, so we ended up checking out Fort Worth, historic Fort Worth, which was actually really, really cool. Even though the weather wasn't in our favor, we were still excited. The cobblestone street, the neon lights, not to mention we did find a place to crash in a small parking lot right in downtown, and we had tickets to the rodeo. The rodeo was a bit of a culture shock. It was a cool experience though. It's nice to see guys competing in their trade, you know? Nikki didn't quite understand the blindfolded dance competition. But later that night, a very nice cowboy taught her some dance moves. After a good time in Fort Worth, the next day was game day. And boy, oh boy, what a great game. The weather was still kind of crappy, but nothing was going to keep my spirits down. This was my first time seeing Dallas at home in this beautiful, beautiful stadium. We took a tour of the stadium, brought us to the locker rooms, the suites, but at the end of it, we ended up on the field, and I got to kiss the star, which was amazing. Being from the Northeast, usually if I see Dallas, it's at Giant Stadium or Philly. And I'm usually the odd man out. It's my own fault being a Dallas fan in New Jersey. But down here, being with my brothers and my sisters, everyone cheering together, it was beautiful. You couldn't have asked for a better game. Amari Cooper caught a tipped pass in overtime to win the game for Dallas. Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys game was a really, really good time. It was just great energy for the most part. You know, it was an Eagles game, so you know you do have to deal with the typical Eagles fans bullshit. That just comes with Eagles fans, is just dealing with their shit. But besides the Eagles fans shit, I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, it was a great time. From the Dallas game, we shot down Austin, and Nikki had an old work friend living in Austin. So we met up with him, and John took us for a little bike tour of the city. It's always cool to see a city on a bike. Kind of get a different perspective.
Tour guide right there.
We drove around downtown, went shopping, hit 6th Street for some drinks and food. It was a good time. Later that night, there was something called the Trail of Lights. I'm not a very big Christmas person. With that said, it was awesome. I'm not sure what the count is, but It has to be like thousands and thousands of lights they have here. It looks super cool. Some of the stuff is just like amazing, that what people can do, like the light tunnels and stuff. But everyone's in such a good mood, and it really, really gets you jacked up for Old St. Nick. Really in the Christmas spirit. It was a special experience. It was cool.
Well, that's tripping. I gotta see the camera.
After that beautiful experience with the Trail of Lights, we went down, we shot over to Houston, and we were only going to have one day in Houston, so we chose to spend that single day at the Space Center. And the Space Center was awesome. Yeah, we got there super early in the morning, and we spent the whole freaking day there. You know the Space Center. Mission Control. Houston, we have a problem. We're about to have way too much fun. When you first walk in, you get overwhelmed with stuff. There's a bunch of interactive things. There's shows going on. I highly recommend you book the tram car, though. It was the first thing we did, and from what we heard, it was the best thing to do there. The thing pretty much takes you through the whole compound. You go through the work areas of the scientists or astronauts, whatever the heck they are. We were actually supposed to go into Mission Control as well, but unfortunately it was closed for renovations. It even takes you into one of the silos to see one of the rockets up close. And it's crazy to see how big they actually are. There are so many tiny little parts to this huge rocket, it's mind-blowing. Great time at the Space Center, for sure. After Houston, we would leave Texas, finally, after a long couple days in Texas. We left Texas and we headed to New Orleans. And we'll do that for another video.